In today's video, I'll be recapping my August fragrance tray and sharing with you what I'll be putting on my September fragrance tray. If you're interested, then just keep watching. My name is Ayesha from simplyayesha.com. Here on YouTube, I make videos about fragrance, beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things you're interested in, please subscribe. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So this video will be all about my fragrance tray. So I will be removing my fragrances that I had on my tray for the month of August, and we'll be replacing them with the September ones. As we remove the August fragrances, I will be giving you guys a brief recap of how that fragrance worked out for me for the month. Now for my fragrance trays, I've only been doing the videos a couple of months, but I've actually been using a fragrance tray since January for every month. And the way that I have kind of come into doing it now is I have 9 categories of fragrances. So each month I've been picking fragrances, and the way I kind of go about that is I just pick out a bunch of fragrances that I've kind of been thinking about that I want to put on my tray for one reason or another. And then I look at my categories and see what fits where, and the fragrances that don't fit anywhere, they go back into my regular collection. So I know that sounds a bit confusing, but I promise once we get into it, it won't be. So I don't usually show my face on these videos, but I decided since I didn't look a complete mess today that I would do this intro portion with my face, but the rest of the video you're just going to see my hands. So let's go ahead and get into these fragrances. Okay, so this is my August fragrance tray, and I have to tell you there is a fragrance that started out on this tray that is no longer on this tray, and that is Simone Andreoli's Sunplosion. So I decided to put that fragrance on the tray because it's not one that I wear a lot, and I kind of wanted to get to know it. And after wearing it like the first time, I decided I just didn't like it. It just wasn't for me. It didn't wow me. So I actually ended up decluttering it. The reason I ended up wearing it is because I think I put a poll on my Instagram asking y'all to help me choose what fragrance I should wear for that day. And that fragrance, Sunplosion, won. And then after I started wearing it, I was just like, this feels like such a waste of a fragrance. So yeah, I went ahead and decluttered that one. So initially, Sunplosion was supposed to be my day-to-day fragrance, but since I decluttered that like pretty early on in the month, I decided to replace it. So I added another fragrance onto the tray, and the fragrance that I added is this one. This is Holidays from Mancera. This is a coconut and vanilla scent, quite thick smelling, creamy, has a bit of a fruitiness to it as well, kind of gives sunscreen vibes, but to me in the best way possible. And I decided to put this on the tray, number one, because I could use it day to day, but also because this tray, this August tray, I kind of felt like I was trying to get my coconuts and stuff out of the way, get these last summer scents in. And so I felt like I should put this on my tray. So I did use this month, but I didn't use it a ton. And I have to say overall, my August tray was not my most successful tray because it's all summer scents basically. And I'm kind of getting out of that summer fragrance mood, which does not serve me well because it's still going to be hot here for a few more months. But I wasn't really feeling many coconuts. So even though I did enjoy wearing this, it wasn't like something that I was really, really yearning to wear. So, but I do love this fragrance, and I will be going back into my collection. This next fragrance is Maderai by Memo Paris. I put this one on here because I had never worn it. And yeah, I got to know it this month and I really enjoyed it. It's a peachy, like jasmine type scent. It has a bit of a woodiness to it, but it's just very clean without smelling like a clean girl scent. It's just a very easy reach, and I really, really enjoyed wearing this. Next up is Zafir Oud Vanille. This is supposed to be like my bedtime scent, and this is a creamy vanilla and oud scent with some coconut in it. And I absolutely loved wearing this. It actually made the favorites list this month. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out for more information on this one. Next is Coconut Fizz. I love this fragrance, but I honestly didn't really feel like reaching for it much this month. I did wear it maybe about 3 or 4 times, I think, like to the gym and stuff like that. But honestly, I'm just out of the coconut mood at this moment, but I still love this fragrance and I'll be putting it back in my collection. Next is Dolce Garden, and this is a coconut floral. So the coconut, I don't think there's a coconut note listed in here, but it smells like coconut to me. But this is a sweet, like tropical floral coconut creamy scent. For some people, it's too sweet. It's not too sweet for me, though. I love the smell of it, and I hadn't worn it in a long time, so I was happy to put it on my tray for this month. And I enjoyed wearing it. I actually ended up giving a decant to somebody as well. So hopefully, they haven't reported back on it yet, but hopefully they like it. So I did get a bit of a dent in there. Next up is Soleil Blanc from Tom Ford, and this is something I've loved for a long time. It's a creamy, again, coconut floral, but done in a very luxurious way. And I actually used up this bottle this month, so it's now empty. I did enjoy wearing it. I'm not immediately going to repurchase this though, because I kind of feel like, in a way, I'm slightly over it, but it's probably just that I'm over coconut. So don't be surprised if you see me repurchase this next summer, but I did enjoy wearing it. Next up is Broceliande by Soradora, and this is a very interesting take on a citrus fragrance. It has these gourmand facets to it. It also has kind of an animalic musk to it. I love this fragrance. It's unique, and I did enjoy wearing it. I think I wore it maybe about twice this month. Next up is Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait. We all know how this smells. This did make the favorites list this month. So again, check out my favorites video if you want to hear more about this fragrance. And then lastly is Gypsy Water from Byredo. So I have to tell y'all, I lied, okay? Earlier, I told y'all that I added holidays to my tray, but my memory apparently sucks because holidays was already part of my tray. The one I added was Gypsy Water, and I remembered it just now because Gypsy Water is one that I kind of want to use up. I do love it, but it's a vanilla, like aromatic vanilla, very light wearing, very watery. It has this greenness to it. I love the smell of it. However, I don't necessarily feel like I need it anymore because I have Eau Dwell and I feel like they're very similar and I like Eau Dwell a little bit more. And so I was like, you know what, let me put it on my tray and maybe I can get like a major dent in it. So I did not use it up. I did get a good dent in it. Kind of see better from there. So probably I will use this up maybe by the end of the year. Let's see, because I do, spoiler alert, for my birthday haul that'll be coming up in September, I did buy another Byredo fragrance, and so I kind of need to make space for it. And right now, all my Byredo fragrances are together. So if I can get rid of one of my Byredos, then I'll have the perfect spot for the new one coming in. So anyway, I did enjoy wearing it this month. I wore it a lot to the gym and just like taking my kids to school and that type of thing. So that was August tray. Let's go ahead and clean up this and we'll start on September's tray. All right, let's go ahead and get September's tray loaded. So for my day-to-day scent, I picked out Banana Banana from L'Artisan Parfumer. This is a beautiful banana scent, but it's based on, I think, banana leaf. And so you smell that fruitiness from the banana, but you also smell this greenness. And it also kind of has this ambery musk to it, but nothing sharp or harsh. Everything's very smooth. This is such a well-done scent. And although it's a banana scent, I feel like I can actually wear it into the fall because it doesn't smell tropical per se. It smells really good though. Love it. The next category is my special daytime scent, and I decided to go for Orza from Tiziana Terenzi. So this is a fruity scent that has a caramel undertone to it. It does have the Tiziana Terenzi DNA, that ambery muskiness to it, and it kind of smells like there's passion fruit in here. I'm not quite sure, but this is not one that I wear enough. Earlier this year, I ended up getting rid of Talea, its sister. So I figured I should go ahead and put this on the tray and see how I feel about it right now, because like I said, I haven't worn this much and this costs too much to just be sitting in my collection. So hopefully I get some good use out of it this month. Next category is my bedtime or cozy scent, and I decided to go for Joe de Peau from Serge Lutens. This is a bready scent that has this kind of transparent nature to it. Now, it may look like I've used this a lot, but I actually have not. I've only had this a couple months, but because it doesn't have an atomizer, I actually had to decant this into a travel atomizer. So I haven't used a ton of it, and I really want to get to know it this month, and I felt like it'd be really good for bedtime. Next category is my night out fragrance, and I decided to go for 100 Silent Ways X. This is a darker take on the original 100 Silent Ways. So this is a fruity floral, but then it has this leathery touch to it that makes it different from the original. I love this fragrance, but it's not one that I wear often. And I was trying to decide between this and the regular 100 Silent Ways. I decided to go for this because I've worn this one less and felt like it would be nice for a night out during this transition period. Y'all know I live in Florida, but we still like to pretend like it's getting close to fall time, even though it's still gonna be hot. So, you know, I'm in that mindset where I'm transitioning to fall. So yeah, I figured this would make a great date night scent during this time. Next category is a date night in, meaning like an inside the house date night. And I decided to go for Mercurial Cashmere from Electimus. This is a like vanilla scent, but to me, it gives me grape soda vibes. It's so cozy, but then you also smell like vanilla and this like cashmere blanket type of feel. It's very comforting. I've been wanting to wear this a lot lately, but I've been trying to hold out until fall. So I figured I could put it on the tray for this month and get some use out of it. I love this scent though. So I think it'll make a great scent for in the house date night, like movie night or whatever for my husband and I. Next category is my gym / clean girl type of fragrance. And I decided to go for Super Fusion from Juice or JUS. This is kind of like a milky, musky, molecular type scent. I have to say I have not worn it much. This was sent to me, by the way. But when I got it, I did wear it a couple times. I really enjoyed it, but where it sits in my collection is very high up. So I decided to go ahead and put it on this tray so I can get to know it a little bit better this month. The next category is a fragrance that I want to use up or put a major dent in, and I decided to go for the original Alien Goddess. So I do love this smell of this fragrance. However, I have a lot of fragrances kind of in this category. So it's a like salty vanilla, tropical floral type scent. It is gorgeous. And every time I wear this, I get compliments on it. But this is a small bottle and I already have quite the dent in it. So I figured, you know, let me try to use this up because it's giving me a lot of satisfaction to use up bottles. Because prior to this year, I felt like I never used up bottles. So I was like, you know what, I maybe can use this and this will kind of be good for days when it's really hot and I still want something very summery. And I really haven't reached for it much this summer because I've been trying out a lot of different things. But I look forward to using it this month. The next category is a brand new or never worn fragrance, and I decided to go for this one. It's Light of Grace from Thomas Cosmala. Now this fragrance is a oud and floral scent. I believe it has rose in it, but it also has like a very musky nature to it as well. I have never worn this, so I don't know much about it. I did talk about it in a recent video. I'll link it for you guys. But I'm excited to wear this, and I feel like it's going to be good for this time of the year because it's not too heavy, but it definitely gives off fall vibes. And my last category is my wild card. So this is a fragrance that I picked just because I really want to, and it can be a duplicate of a category or whatever, but I just really wanted to put it on my tray. This month, though, I decided to pick 2 wild cards. I may do this going forward because that'll put my tray at 10 instead of 9. But this month I picked 2 wild cards because I just could not decide. So the first one is this one. It's Sun Force from The Harmonist. I picked this up earlier this summer, but I just haven't really worn it. And again, where it sits in my collection is at the top shelf. Actually, it sits right next to this Juice fragrance, this one here. And so I just don't hop up there very often. And I've been thinking about it lately. So I want to get some use out of it. This is kind of a spicy solar floral type scent. Again, I don't really know it well. So don't quote me, but I plan to get to know it. And I think it's going to be good for this transitional time. And then my second wild card is just something I've really been wanting to wear lately. And this is Louis Rouge from Christian Louboutin. I love this fragrance. It is a vanilla sandalwood iris scent. It is a simple fragrance, but it's really, really well done. And I think I'll be able to get a lot of good use out of this month. And again, it's on my top shelf. So I don't get the ladder to get up there very often. But I wanted to pull it down because I've really been thinking about it and wanted to wear it. So I figured I should go ahead and put it on my tray. So this is what my September tray is looking like. I cannot wait to get into these fragrances and get to know them more. Let me know in the description box if you've tried any of these or any on your wish list. Let's talk about it down there. And also before you leave, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and turn your notification bell on. All the links for all the products I mentioned will be in the description box below, along with all the links for my social media. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.